Welcome to Reclaiming the Self. I'm Blair, and this is a space where I share my ongoing journey of connecting to the truth of who I am, with the hope that it supports anyone it resonates with. There are moments when you know you have to do something, even if you're not entirely sure why. In today's episode, I take you back to 2025, when I found myself at an Airbnb just 10 minutes away from Bethel Woods, the site of the original 1960s Woodstock Festival. While there, a realization hit me. Every decade carries its own unique energetic frequency, yet is also eerily reminiscent of the past. I also realized how the presence of an artist while in creative expression can create a portal to essentially energetically time travel back to that very moment in time. So today we're exploring time, energy, and repeating patterns in society. Are these cycles signs that we haven't learned our lessons yet? Or are they simply how the soul learns while in human form? Let's dive in. There are moments when you know you have to do something, and you're not entirely sure why. Today was one of those days. I never knew there was a Woodstock museum at the Bethel Woods Center for the Arts. But when I realized my Airbnb was just 10 minutes away, I knew it was calling me in. And when the ticket price matched a number that's been popping up for me since last year, 23, I honored yet another cosmic wink. Exploring the museum, I was brought to tears on multiple occasions. Not sad tears, not nostalgic tears, but truth tears. The kind that come when your soul recognizes something it dreams of and has longed to see manifest. The love, the purity, the passion of the Woodstock Festival. It wasn't about fashion or profit. It wasn't curated for perfection. It wasn't branded. It was about togetherness, peace, music, raw expression, a literal and figurative field of humans, remembering and being who they are through and with one another. And what struck me most was how timeless the energy felt. The energy of the 60s, civil rights, war, political unrest, rebellion from the norm. It felt like the energy of today. Different, and yet not. Early into my visit, a beautiful realization returned. One that came through a few months ago. I was driving to our Airbnb and felt like I was transported back in time to the 60s or 70s. I wasn't sure if I was sensing an energetic imprint from the area or recalling a past life, but on that highway with Pepper in the back, I was no longer in 2025, and yet I was. A few days later, I got cozy on the sofa and listened, I think for the first time ever, to Jimi Hendrix on vinyl. Once again, I felt transported into the energy of another time. This is also when many of my messages around time started flowing in, which I shared on my YouTube channel. Hendrix helped me realize that each decade carries a particular energy or essence. I was born in the 80s, yet I could feel the 60s into the 70s through his music. His presence helped shape the energetic field of that time and opened a portal for me to tune into it. That is the power and magic of presence expressed through a medium like art. I also noticed I couldn't differentiate late 60s from early 70s. That too revealed something. That these decades exist within an integrated current of energy flowing from one to the next. Now, I'm not a historian, and I'm certainly not an expert, but each decade holds its own unique energetic expression, often bleeding into and informing what follows. They're familiar themes: rebellion, upheaval, invention, polarity, and new generations finding their voice. the 1960s, the 2020s, different clothes, different music, same societal struggles. While staying close to Bethel Woods, I started listening to Walden and the way Thoreau spoke of people being unable to afford homes in the 1800s felt eerily reminiscent of today. Different expressions, same themes, flowing throughout the centuries. These repeating patterns through time, do they reflect society's avoidance? Are they a sign we haven't fully metabolized the lessons? Or are they simply part of the infinite melodies of human learning? I don't have any answers for you, but I do have questions you're welcome to sit with. Is society not addressing these lessons fully, and thus we continue to play them out over centuries? Are these themes reflecting lessons we must experience in various ways before we move past them? Are overarching patterns simply how we learn in form, always present and in some expression? Are all of these themes rooted in a sense of separation? And what might shift when we come together? There's no need to answer them. Simply asking widens the aperture. And perhaps that's enough. Be who you uniquely and purposefully are. You don't have to figure it all out. Maybe you just have to unlearn what you're not. And I invite you to dive deeper into this concept in part 2. As I reflected on the decades making an image when I wrote this piece, I couldn't help but notice how the vibrant signatures of each era have become softer and more muted in recent years. Perhaps this is a collective exhale. One might say we've muted our unique expressions in fear of what others might think. Or maybe we're not expressing less. We're just expressing differently. Less through what we wear, and more through who we're becoming. Maybe society has dressed the part long enough to step into the role. And be sure to check out part 2 next week as I explore this concept at the personal level. And if you are curious about my latest musings and adventures and realizations, you can always check out my latest blogs at blairsilverman.com/blog. And until next time, friends, stay curious.